Hey guys, we're back. Day two, and we're talking about credit utilization. So, hopefully, from day one, you've already had the chance to pull your credit and analyze and see what you had there and what you had going on, so you could see, okay, what is it that I needed to work on, and what is it that I needed to form a little bit differently in my payments and my structure, all those different types of things. Okay, so if you have missed day one, you can go back and grab that. But let's go on to continuation. All right. So this is Mike Holmes with the Real University, and this is day two of our Real 5-Day Credit Restoration Challenge. And what we're doing, we're going to take 5 days to make sure that you take action, implement the things that we're teaching so that you can get on the journey to increasing cash flow. All right. So once again, what we want to do is let's share a couple of testimony right quick so that you can understand about increasing cash flow.
I'm super excited about my econ because of the freedom, the flexibility that it allowed for me and my family to have. Before my econ, I was in the military and we had more month than we had money. After applying the strategies and using the system, we've been able to cash flow up to $700,000. I have retired without having to get a retirement job, and my wife is on the same path to retire within the next 2 years so we could just live our life on purpose and with our kids. That's why I'm excited about my econ.
Hey guys, that was Terrence Hill, who has already cash flowed over $1 million, built his own dream home, and as well has done this simply by working on increasing his cash flow strategies. And one of those biggest cash flow strategies is what we're talking about today: is personal credit restoration. How to find out what's missing, how to identify that in order to correct those things. All right, so let's jump on in and we'll go from here. All right, let's make sure the slideshow is going. All right, so day two, credit utilization. And this is the Real University. That simply stands for Renewing Excellence, Advancing Leadership in various cities around the nation. The Real University, all right? So as we're talking about credit utilization, we're talking about debt owed divided by the credit that has been extended to you, right? So that simply says, hey, if I have $1,000 that has been given to you as a limit of that credit, how much of that have you used? Okay, so that's simply what it is. If you've been given a limit of 1,000, how much have you used? Okay, fancy word, right? Utilization. Okay, refers to the amount of credit you have used compared to the amount of credit that has been extended to you by a lender. So $5,000 card with a $500 balance is a 10% utilization, right? You have 90% left on that card. $5,000 card with a $4,000 balance means you have used or utilized 80%. Okay, so those are the examples of that definition. Okay, so as we said before, we take example to what you are working with. Okay, and we focus on the whole score, not just a particular understanding of what's not mine or those different things that normally don't work. Okay, so the score ranges between 300 and 850. We did touch on that a bit on day one, so I won't dive into it too much. So 550 points are available. Credit utilization is 30% of the credit score. Credit utilization is 165 maximum points. So it's most impactful part of your score. Not the largest, but the most impactful part of your score. And you can control 100% of those points, okay? So let's dive in. Good ratio. How do you calculate ratio percentage? Divide the revolving debt by the total credit, right? 30% is the maximum that you want to be out at one time, right? So let's say, for instance, you have a 30, we have a 30-day range of the particular bill. We made a charge on this particular day, right? And imagine that it was over 50%. And you may not have enough to pay it down to, 10%, but you want to try to at least get it down to the 30%, okay? So people with 800 scores, though, average about 7% in that utilization. Now, 0% doesn't hurt unless you're not using the card, right? Utilization is based on revolving credit, not installment credit. So what do you look for your utilization? Where is that on your credit report, okay? So let's imagine we have a Credit Karma report that is showing here, okay? What you want to see, yesterday you were assigned to open a free Credit Karma account, right? Now, monitor your utilization. As your utilization drops, your score should increase, okay? So you see here, this person has 23,500 and they use $1,771. And that's about 8% of the utilization. Okay? So that's how you can determine what that is. And you can see on the right at the bottom, the person is at 10% utilization, right? Across from the Capital One at the bottom, across from the American Express at the bottom, they use about 3%. Okay? So to lower that utilization, we need solutions that's going to improve that. First, let's ask for some higher credit limits. Okay, just simply call and you've been making payments on time, you should be able to ask for a higher limit. Okay, then let's consolidate debt. But be careful because those companies that are out there that quote unquote say they consolidate debt, some of them are qualified as a bankruptcy or looked at as a bankruptcy. So you want to be careful there, okay? You can get new credit. So if you get an additional $10,000 line, right? So you've added $10,000 that's unused to your report, right? Eliminate debt. So those are the different ways that you can go about improving your utilization, right? Try to say that 8 times fast. Hey, ask for higher credit limits, consolidate debt, be careful though, get new credit, and eliminate debt, right? So let's snowball that debt. We have a process that we work with and have a systematic way of approaching debt. So the fastest way to eliminate that debt. So we will make a list of all your debt, write the balance next to each debt, reorder that debt from smallest to largest, pay the minimum on all debts except the smallest, and then put every extra dollar to paying off the smallest. Right? So if you're watching this, simply hit pause if you want to take notes or anything like that, or go back. Okay, let's rock. After paying off the smallest, apply all the money from debt 1 to debt 2, and then rinse and repeat. Right? Snowball debt. Right? And we also have a fantastic system that will put this at an automated pace for you. Okay. Now, day 2, action step. Write down the debt elimination plan, right? If you don't have any debt, congratulations, right? So it should be easy to get the credit back to where it needs to be. You're just missing a little bits of information, okay? But if you're not, let's go ahead and list all your debts and balances, order them from smallest to biggest, write down ideas to pay down debt, right? So consolidate your debt, minimize unnecessary expenses, increase your income, right? Ask for a raise at your job, get a part-time job, maybe start a business, okay? And pay attention to your emails, and we have some awesome ways that you can actually do a home-based business simply by monitoring your credit and increasing your cash flow. That would be your business, all right? So what I think I'll do, I'll be actually putting day 1 and day 2 onto one day. So if you were seeing this, then and you went ahead and clicked today, it should be fine. Go ahead and get the Credit Karma. You should have that done. And then now you can list out your debt, all right? So see you on day 3. Peace.